Welcome back to Rare CoinX PRO, where we uncover the hidden stories, history, and collector value behind some of the most fascinating coins ever created. Every coin has a journey that connects it to a specific time period, the people who used it, and the craftsmanship of the mint that produced it. On this channel, we explore the history, design, rarity, condition, market value, and collecting importance of coins that many people overlook. Today, we are traveling back to the early years of one of America's most famous penny designs. So, let's begin our first coin. Today's featured coin is the 1960 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent, produced at the Denver Mint and identified by the D Mint mark. This coin is part of the famous Lincoln Memorial Cent series, a design that became one of the longest-running and most recognizable penny designs in United States history. Although billions of Lincoln cents have been produced, certain years and conditions continue to attract collectors because of their historical importance and quality. The Lincoln cent has a special place in American coin history. The original Lincoln penny was introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first regular United States coin to feature a real historical person, changing the tradition of using symbolic images on American currency. The Lincoln cent quickly became one of the most collected coins in the world. In 1959, the reverse design of the Lincoln cent was changed to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The famous Lincoln Memorial replaced the earlier wheat stalk design, creating what collectors now call the Lincoln Memorial Penny series. The 1960 Lincoln Memorial Penny was among the earliest years of this new design, making it an important part of this historic transition. The obverse side of the 1960 Lincoln Memorial Penny, D, features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. The design was created by famous sculptor Victor David Brenner, whose original Lincoln portrait remained one of the most successful designs in American coinage. Around the portrait are the inscriptions "I in God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1960. The reverse side displays the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. The detailed building represents one of America's most important monuments dedicated to Abraham Lincoln. Above the memorial are the words United States of America and E pluribus unum, while the denomination 1 cent appears below. This design created a strong connection between American history, architecture, and coin collecting. The Denver Mint produced the 1960 Lincoln Memorial Penny, and the small D Mint mark below the date identifies where the coin was made. Denver has been one of the major United States mint facilities responsible for producing large numbers of circulation coins. For collectors, the mint mark is an important detail because it separates Denver coins from those produced at other facilities. The year 1960 was an interesting period for Lincoln cent collectors because the memorial reverse design was still relatively new. Many Americans were becoming familiar with the updated design, and these pennies continued to circulate widely throughout the country. Coins from this era represent the early development of the Lincoln Memorial series. The 1960 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent, D, was produced using the traditional bronze composition used before later changes in United States coin materials. The coin contains approximately 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it the classic bronze appearance that collectors associate with older Lincoln cents. It weighs about 3.11 grams and has a diameter of approximately 19 millimeters. When examining a 1960 Lincoln Memorial Penny, collectors pay close attention to condition because many examples spent decades in circulation. Common circulated coins may show scratches, discoloration, wear, and reduced original shine. The highest points of Lincoln's portrait and the details of the memorial building often reveal how much use the coin experienced. Collectors searching for better examples look for coins with strong original features. A premium 1960 Denver Lincoln cent may display bright mint luster, sharp lettering, clear Lincoln details, and strong architectural lines on the memorial. Coins with attractive surfaces and minimal damage are much more desirable because they preserve the craftsmanship of the original minting process. Another important factor is strike quality. During production, some coins receive stronger impressions than others. A strong strike can create clearer details in Lincoln's hair, facial features, and the columns of the Lincoln Memorial. Collectors often prefer coins with sharper designs because they show better production quality. The early Lincoln Memorial cents are especially interesting because they represent a major change in American coin design. The replacement of the wheat reverse with the memorial reverse introduced a new chapter while maintaining the popularity of the Lincoln cent. Collectors today often search for these early memorial cents because they connect two important periods of American coin history. Collector demand for the 1960 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent D comes from several groups. Some collectors build complete Lincoln cent collections by year and mint mark, while others focus on early memorial cents. Because this coin belongs to the beginning years of the memorial series, it holds historical importance for collectors who study the evolution of United States pennies. The market value of the 1960 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent D depends on condition, quality, and collector interest. A common circulated example may have a value around $48,000 to $79,000. Better preserved uncirculated examples can sell between $150,000 and $360,000. Professionally graded coins with exceptional surfaces, strong strikes, and high mint state grades can reach $600,000, $750,000, $1 million, or more depending on certification and collector demand. Special varieties, rare errors, or unusually high-quality examples may attract significantly higher prices because collectors often search for unique pieces. For collectors who find a 1960 Lincoln Memorial penny, proper preservation is extremely important. Copper coins can react with their environment, causing changes in color and surface quality over time. Keeping the coin in a protective holder and avoiding unnecessary handling can help maintain its collectible appeal. Collectors should also remember that cleaning a copper coin can reduce its value. Natural surfaces, original color, and authentic aging are important qualities that experienced collectors appreciate. A coin that looks untouched often has more appeal than one that has been polished or altered. One of the most important lessons in coin collecting is learning to look beyond the face value of a coin. A penny may appear ordinary, but its date, mint mark, condition, and history can make it interesting. Careful examination and knowledge are the keys to discovering collectible treasures. Now, let's continue with our second coin. Today's featured coin is the 1964 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent, produced at the Philadelphia Mint and recognized by the absence of a mint mark. This coin belongs to the early years of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series and represents an important chapter in American coin history. Although it was created as a common circulation penny, collectors continue to study this issue because of its connection to the early memorial design, bronze composition, and the many varieties and quality differences that can appear among examples. The Lincoln cent has been one of America's most collected coins since its introduction in 1909. When the design first appeared, it became the first regular United States coin to feature a real person instead of a symbolic figure. The person chosen was Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, whose leadership and contributions during one of the nation's most difficult periods made him an ideal figure to honor. In 1959, the United States Mint introduced a major change to the Lincoln cent by replacing the famous wheat reverse with a new design featuring the Lincoln Memorial. The change celebrated the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and created a new era that collectors now know as the Lincoln Memorial Cent series. The 1964 Lincoln Memorial Penny was produced during the early development of this series. At this time, the Memorial Reverse was still a relatively new design, and millions of Americans were becoming familiar with the updated appearance of their everyday pennies. Because of its place near the beginning of the Memorial series, this coin remains interesting to collectors who focus on Lincoln cents. The obverse side of the coin features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. This design was created by Victor David Brenner and remained one of the most successful designs ever used on American coinage. Around Lincoln's portrait are the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1964. The reverse side shows the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. The detailed structure represents one of America's most important monuments dedicated to President Lincoln. Above the memorial are the words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum, while the denomination 1 cent appears below the building. The 1964 Lincoln Memorial Penny was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which means it carries no mint mark. Philadelphia was the original United States mint facility and produced countless important coins throughout American history. For collectors, the absence of a mint mark is an identifying feature that separates Philadelphia coins from those produced at other facilities. The early 1960s were an important time for American coin production. The nation was experiencing economic growth, and demand for circulation coins remained high. As a result, large quantities of Lincoln Memorial pennies were produced to meet the needs of everyday commerce. However, despite high production numbers, collectors still search for examples with exceptional quality. The 1964 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent was made from the traditional bronze composition used before later changes in United States coin materials. It contains approximately 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighs about 3.11 grams, and has a diameter of approximately 19 millimeters. This classic bronze composition gives older Lincoln cents their familiar appearance and makes them popular among collectors. When examining a 1964 Lincoln Memorial Penny, condition plays one of the biggest roles in determining collector interest. Many examples were heavily circulated and show scratches, discoloration, worn surfaces, and reduced shine. Lincoln's hair, cheek, and the details of the memorial building are important areas where collectors look for signs of wear. High-quality examples are much more desirable because they preserve the original craftsmanship of the mint. A premium 1964 Philadelphia Lincoln cent may display bright original luster, clean surfaces, sharp lettering, and strong details throughout both sides of the coin. Color is another important factor for copper coin collectors. Lincoln cents can develop different natural appearances over time, including red, reddish-brown, and brown surfaces. Coins that maintain their original red color from the mint are often more attractive because copper naturally changes as it ages. Strike quality is also carefully examined. A strong strike creates clearer details in Lincoln's portrait and the memorial columns. Some coins from the same year can appear very different because of variations during the minting process. Collectors often prefer examples with stronger details and better overall appearance. The 1964 Lincoln Memorial Penny is especially interesting because it belongs to the early memorial era before major changes occurred in American coin production. These coins represent a time when bronze pennies were still common in daily life, making them a connection between older and modern United States coinage. Collector demand for the 1964 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent, no mint mark, comes from many different collectors. Lincoln cent enthusiasts building complete date collections include this coin, while others focus specifically on early memorial cents. Because the Lincoln cent is one of America's most collected series, even common dates receive attention when they appear in outstanding condition. The market value of the 1964 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent, no mint mark, depends on condition, color, grade, and special characteristics. A regular circulated example may have a value around $18,000 to $23,000. Better preserved uncirculated examples can sell between $45,000 and $76,000. Professionally graded examples with exceptional red color, strong strikes, and top condition can reach $160,000, $350,000 or more. Rare double dies, unusual mint errors, or extremely high-grade examples can become much more valuable and may reach tens of thousands of dollars when collectors compete for truly rare pieces. For collectors hoping to find valuable Lincoln cents, careful examination is extremely important. Many valuable characteristics are small and require attention, including doubled lettering, unusual die features, strong strikes, and exceptional color preservation. Proper storage is also essential for copper coins. Lincoln cents should be kept in protective holders away from moisture and chemicals. Collectors should avoid cleaning these coins because artificial polishing can remove natural surfaces and reduce collector appeal. The 1964 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent, no mint mark, represents an important moment in American coin history. It carries the image of Abraham Lincoln, the craftsmanship of the Philadelphia Mint, and the early years of the Lincoln Memorial design. While it was produced as an everyday penny, its historical connection and collecting potential continue to make it an interesting coin for enthusiasts. Now, let's continue with our third coin. Today's featured coin is the 1968 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent, produced at the Denver Mint and identified by the D Mint mark. This coin represents an important period in American coin history when the Lincoln Memorial cent design was well established and millions of Americans used these pennies in their everyday transactions. While this coin is common in circulated condition, collectors continue to search for examples with outstanding quality, strong strikes, and special characteristics. The Lincoln cent has been one of the most famous and collected coins in the United States since its introduction in 1909. It was created to honor Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, and became the first regular American coin to feature a real historical figure. This decision changed the future of American coin design and created one of the longest-running coin series in history. The Lincoln Memorial reverse design was introduced in 1959, replacing the original wheat reverse that had been used for 50 years. The new design showed the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., honoring the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1968 Lincoln Memorial Penny belongs to the second decade of this famous design and represents the continuation of this important tradition. The obverse side of the 1968 Lincoln Memorial Penny D features Abraham Lincoln's portrait facing right. The design was created by Victor David Brenner and includes the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1968. Lincoln's portrait has remained one of the most recognizable images ever placed on an American coin. The reverse side displays the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. The detailed building includes the famous columns and architectural features of the monument. The inscriptions "United States of America," "E Pluribus Unum," and 1 cent surround the memorial, creating a design that connects American history and architecture. The Denver Mint produced the 1968 Lincoln Memorial Penny, and the small D Mint mark below the date identifies its origin. Denver was responsible for producing large numbers of circulation coins during this period as demand for pennies increased across the country. The Mint mark helps collectors separate Denver issues from Philadelphia and San Francisco examples. The year 1968 was an important time in United States coin production because the nation was experiencing changes in its currency system. The United States Mint was preparing for major transitions, including the removal of silver from circulating coins in the late 1960s. Although the Lincoln cent remained a bronze coin, the era represented a period of significant change. The 1968 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent D was made from the traditional bronze composition consisting of approximately 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs about 3.11 grams and measures approximately 19 millimeters in diameter. This classic composition is one reason older Lincoln cents remain popular among collectors. When examining this coin, condition is one of the most important factors. Since these pennies were used in daily commerce, many examples show signs of circulation. Common issues include scratches, worn details, darkened surfaces, and loss of original mint shine. Collectors looking for premium examples focus on coins with strong visual appeal. A high-quality 1968 Denver Lincoln cent may display bright original red color, smooth surfaces, sharp lettering, and clear details on Lincoln's portrait and the memorial building. Copper coins with excellent preservation often attract more attention because their original appearance is harder to maintain. One major factor in Lincoln cent collecting is color designation. Copper coins are often classified as brown, red-brown, or red depending on how much original color remains. A 1968 Lincoln cent with a strong original red appearance can be far more desirable than a similar coin with heavy discoloration. Strike quality also plays an important role. Some coins receive stronger impressions during production, creating clearer details in Lincoln's hair, facial features, and the columns of the memorial. Collectors often examine these areas carefully when judging a coin's quality. The late 1960s were a fascinating period for collectors because American coins were entering a modern era. While older designs were still in circulation, the hobby was becoming more organized, with collectors paying closer attention to grading standards, varieties, and preservation methods. Collector demand for the 1968 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent D comes mainly from Lincoln cent collectors building complete collections. Many enthusiasts attempt to collect every date and mint mark combination, making Denver issues an important part of a complete Lincoln Memorial set. The market value of the 1968 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent D depends on condition, color, grade, and rarity. A normal circulated example may have a value around $11,000 to $18,000. Better preserved uncirculated examples can sell between $26,000 and $33,000. Professionally graded coins with exceptional red color, strong strikes, and very high grades can reach $79,000, $112,000 or more depending on certification and collector interest. Rare double dies, major mint errors, or extremely unusual examples can become highly valuable because collectors often compete for coins with unique features. For collectors searching through old collections or inherited coin jars, the 1968 Lincoln Memorial Penny is a coin worth examining carefully. Small differences in condition, color, and production details can create major differences in collector interest. Preservation is extremely important for copper cents. These coins should be stored in protective holders and kept away from humidity and chemicals. Collectors should never clean them because natural surfaces and original color are important parts of their value. The 1968 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent D represents a fascinating period in American coin history. It carries the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the craftsmanship of the Denver Mint, and the continuing story of one of America's most collected coin designs. Although it was created as a simple 1 cent coin, its history and collecting possibilities make it a meaningful piece for enthusiasts. Now, let's continue with our fourth coin. Today's featured coin is the 1971 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent, produced at the San Francisco Mint and identified by the S Mint mark. This coin comes from a fascinating period in United States coin history when the Lincoln cent was continuing its long tradition while collectors were becoming more interested in proof coins, mint varieties, and high-quality examples. Although many 1971 pennies were produced, certain examples continue to attract attention because of their condition, special characteristics, and connection to American history. The Lincoln cent remains one of the most recognized and collected coins in the world. First introduced in 1909, it was created to honor Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The coin became historic because it was the first regular United States coin to feature the portrait of an actual person, changing the direction of American coin design forever. In 1959, the United States Mint introduced the Lincoln Memorial Reverse design, replacing the famous wheat reverse. The new design featured the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., and celebrated the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1971 Lincoln Memorial Penny belongs to the middle years of this design era and represents the continued popularity of Lincoln cents among the American public. The obverse side of the 1971 Lincoln Memorial Penny, S, features Abraham Lincoln's portrait facing right. This famous design was created by Victor David Brenner and includes the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1971. Lincoln's image has remained one of the longest-lasting designs in American coin history. The reverse side features the Lincoln Memorial, created by designer Frank Gasparo. The detailed structure includes the columns and architectural details of the monument in Washington, D.C. Around the memorial are the inscriptions "United States of America," "E Pluribus Unum," and 1 cent. The San Francisco Mint produced the 1971 Lincoln Memorial Penny, and the small S mint mark below the date identifies its origin. During this era, San Francisco was known for producing both circulation and proof coins. Collectors often pay close attention to San Francisco issues because proof coins from this mint are especially popular among collectors. The year 1971 was an important period in American coin production. The nation was adjusting to changes in its currency system following the major metal transitions of the late 1960s. While many denominations had already moved away from silver, the Lincoln cent continued with its traditional bronze composition. The 1971 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent S was made from approximately 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs around 3.11 grams and measures about 19 millimeters in diameter. This bronze composition gives the coin its classic appearance and makes older Lincoln cents especially attractive to collectors. When examining a 1971 Lincoln cent, collectors focus heavily on condition. Many examples were preserved because San Francisco produced a large number of collector-quality coins, especially proof issues. However, even among preserved examples, differences in surfaces, strike quality, and appearance can greatly affect collector interest. A high-quality example may display sharp details, smooth surfaces, and excellent original color. For proof examples, collectors look for mirror-like fields, frosted design elements, and strong contrast between the raised details and the background surface. One of the most interesting aspects of the 1971 Lincoln Memorial Penny is the variety of collecting opportunities it offers. Some collectors search for regular circulation examples, while others focus on San Francisco proof issues. Proof coins receive special attention because they are produced using a different process designed specifically for collectors. Strike quality is another important factor. A strong strike creates clearer details in Lincoln's portrait and the memorial design. Collectors examine Lincoln's hair, facial features, and the architectural details of the memorial to judge the strength and quality of the coin. Collector demand for the 1971 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent S comes from Lincoln cent enthusiasts, proof collectors, and those building complete date and mint mark collections. San Francisco issues have always held a special place among collectors because of the mint's long tradition of producing collectible coins. The market value of the 1971 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent S depends on whether it is a regular issue or a proof coin, along with its condition, color, and grade. A common circulated example may have a value around $8,900 to $18,000. Better uncirculated examples can sell between $22,000 and $29,000. High-quality proof examples with deep contrast, excellent surfaces, and top professional grades can reach $36,000, $45,000 or more depending on rarity and collector demand. Extremely rare varieties, major errors, or exceptional certified examples can become much more valuable and attract serious collectors. For collectors who own a 1971 Lincoln Memorial Penny, proper storage is very important. Copper coins should be protected from moisture, chemicals, and unnecessary handling. Proof coins especially require careful protection because fingerprints and scratches can greatly reduce their appearance. Collectors should avoid cleaning these coins because original surfaces are one of the most important qualities. A naturally preserved coin with beautiful color and untouched surfaces is usually more desirable than one that has been artificially polished. The 1971 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent S represents a unique combination of history, craftsmanship, and collecting interest. It carries the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the artistry of the Lincoln Memorial design, and the tradition of the San Francisco Mint. Whether found in a collection or studied by a serious numismatist, this penny remains an important part of American coin history. Now, let's continue with our fifth coin. Today's featured coin is the 1974 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent, produced at the Philadelphia Mint and recognized by the absence of a mint mark. This coin comes from a very interesting period in American coin history when the traditional bronze Lincoln cent was nearing the end of its era. The 1974 Lincoln Memorial Penny represents a time of change, making it a fascinating piece for collectors who study the evolution of United States coinage. The Lincoln cent has remained one of America's most popular coins since it was introduced in 1909. Created to honor Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, it became the first regular United States coin to feature a real historical figure. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent has passed through many generations, becoming one of the most collected coins in the world. The Lincoln Memorial reverse design was introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The famous wheat reverse was replaced by the image of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., creating a new chapter in the history of the Lincoln penny. The 1974 Lincoln Memorial Penny belongs to this later stage of the Memorial series and represents the continuation of a design that millions of Americans knew and used every day. The obverse side of the 1974 Lincoln Memorial Penny, no mint mark, features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. The design was created by Victor David Brenner and includes the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1974. Lincoln's portrait has remained one of the most respected and recognizable designs in American coinage. The reverse side shows the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. The detailed monument represents one of the most important symbols dedicated to President Lincoln. Around the memorial are the inscriptions "United States of America," "E Pluribus Unum," and 1 cent, completing the famous design. The Philadelphia Mint produced the 1974 Lincoln Memorial Penny, and like many Philadelphia coins from this era, it carries no mint mark. Philadelphia has been the birthplace of many historic United States coins, and understanding the absence of a mint mark is an important part of identifying these issues. The year 1974 was a major turning point for Lincoln cent collectors. The United States Mint was preparing for a possible change in penny composition because rising copper prices were creating concerns about production costs. Experiments were conducted with alternative materials, making this period especially interesting for collectors who study Lincoln cent history. The 1974 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent was made from the traditional bronze composition containing approximately 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. The coin weighs about 3.11 grams and measures approximately 19 millimeters in diameter. This classic bronze composition is one reason collectors continue to appreciate older Lincoln cents. When examining a 1974 Lincoln Memorial Penny, condition is a major factor. Because these coins were produced for circulation, many examples show signs of everyday use. Common circulated coins may have scratches, worn surfaces, discoloration, and reduced original shine. Collectors looking for premium examples focus on coins with strong details and attractive surfaces. A high-quality 1974 Philadelphia Lincoln cent may display original red color, smooth fields, sharp lettering, and clear details in Lincoln's portrait and the memorial design. Copper color plays an important role in determining collector interest. Lincoln cents are often classified as brown, red-brown, or red depending on their preserved color. A coin with strong original red surfaces can be significantly more desirable than one that has darkened over time. Strike quality is another important consideration. Coins with stronger strikes show clearer details, especially in Lincoln's hair, facial features, and the columns of the memorial. Collectors often compare examples carefully because small differences can separate ordinary coins from premium pieces. The 1974 Lincoln Memorial Penny is also remembered because of the famous aluminum cent experiment. During this period, the United States Mint created experimental aluminum cents as a possible replacement for traditional copper pennies. Although the regular 1974 Lincoln cent remained bronze, this historical connection gives the year additional interest among collectors. Collector demand for the 1974 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent, no mint mark, comes from Lincoln cent collectors, early Memorial Series enthusiasts, and those interested in coins from periods of transition. Many collectors build complete Lincoln cent collections and include this Philadelphia issue as an important part of the set. The market value of the 1974 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent, no mint mark, depends on condition, color, grade, and special characteristics. A normal circulated example may have a value around $4,000 to $10,000. Better preserved uncirculated examples can sell between $18,000 and $49,000. Professionally graded coins with exceptional red color, strong strikes, and top condition can reach $60,000, $98,000 or more depending on certification and collector interest. Rare varieties, unusual errors, or historically important examples can become significantly more valuable because collectors often compete for unique coins. For collectors who discover a 1974 Lincoln Memorial Penny, proper storage is essential. Copper coins should be protected from humidity and environmental damage. Keeping the coin in a quality holder helps preserve its original appearance and prevents unnecessary surface problems. Collectors should also remember that cleaning can harm a coin's value. Natural surfaces, original color, and authentic aging are qualities that experienced collectors appreciate. A properly preserved coin tells a more accurate story of its history. The 1974 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent, no mint mark, represents an important moment in American coin history. It carries the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the craftsmanship of the Philadelphia Mint, and the story of a nation considering major changes in its currency system. While it was created as an everyday penny, its historical background and collecting possibilities make it a fascinating coin. Now, let's continue with our sixth and final coin. Today's featured coin is the 1975 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent, produced at the Philadelphia Mint and recognized by the absence of a mint mark. This coin represents the continuation of the famous Lincoln Memorial cent series during a period of major change in United States coin production. While it was released as an ordinary circulation penny, the year 1975 holds special interest for collectors because it was part of an era when the future of the 1-cent coin was being debated. The Lincoln cent has been one of America's most collected coins for more than a century. First introduced in 1909, the penny was created to honor Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. It became a historic coin because it was the first regular United States issue to feature the portrait of an actual person rather than a symbolic image. In 1959, the United States Mint introduced the Lincoln Memorial reverse design, replacing the original wheat reverse. The new design celebrated the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and added a detailed image of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. The 1975 Lincoln Memorial Penny belongs to this well-established design era and continued a tradition that millions of Americans recognized. The obverse side of the 1975 Lincoln Memorial Penny, no mint mark, features Abraham Lincoln's portrait facing right. The design was created by Victor David Brenner and includes the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1975. Lincoln's image has remained one of the most successful and longest-lasting designs in American coin history. The reverse side features the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. The detailed monument includes the famous columns and architectural features of the memorial. Surrounding the design are the inscriptions "United States of America," "E pluribus unum," and 1 cent, completing the classic appearance of the coin. The Philadelphia Mint produced the 1975 Lincoln Memorial Penny, and because it was made at Philadelphia, it carries no mint mark. Philadelphia has played a central role in United States coin production since the beginning of the nation's minting history. For collectors, recognizing coins without mint marks is an important part of identifying Philadelphia issues. The mid-1970s were an important period for American coin collectors. Rising metal prices had created concerns about the cost of producing copper cents, leading the United States Mint to explore different materials and possible changes. Although the Lincoln cent design remained the same, the era was filled with experimentation and discussion about the future of the penny. The 1975 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent was produced using the traditional bronze composition of approximately 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs about 3.11 grams and measures approximately 19 millimeters in diameter. This bronze composition gives the coin its classic appearance and makes it different from later copper-plated zinc cents. When examining a 1975 Lincoln Memorial Penny, collectors pay close attention to condition, color, and surface quality. Many examples were heavily circulated and may show scratches, discoloration, worn details, and loss of original shine. Lincoln's hair, facial details, and the columns of the memorial are important areas where wear becomes visible. Premium examples are much more attractive to collectors. A high-quality 1975 Philadelphia Lincoln cent may display strong original color, smooth surfaces, sharp lettering, and clear design details. Copper coins with excellent preservation often receive more attention because maintaining their original appearance over many years can be difficult. One of the most important factors in Lincoln cent collecting is copper color. Coins are commonly classified as brown, red-brown, or red depending on the amount of original mint color remaining. A 1975 Lincoln cent with bright original red surfaces can be far more desirable than a similar coin with darker coloring. Strike quality also affects collector interest. A strong strike creates clearer details in Lincoln's portrait and the Lincoln Memorial design. Collectors often examine the sharpness of the lettering, Lincoln's features, and the architectural details of the memorial when judging a coin's quality. The 1975 Lincoln Memorial Penny also has historical importance because it was produced during the final years of the traditional bronze cent era. Soon after this period, the United States Mint moved toward different compositions, making these bronze Lincoln cents an important part of American coin history. Collector demand for the 1975 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent, no mint mark, comes from Lincoln cent enthusiasts, memorial cent collectors, and those who appreciate coins from periods of change. Many collectors attempt to complete full Lincoln cent collections, making this Philadelphia issue an important part of their sets. The market value of the 1975 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent, no mint mark, depends on condition, color, grade, and special characteristics. A regular circulated example may have a value around $15,000 to $23,000. Better preserved uncirculated examples can sell between $29,000 and $36,000. Professionally graded examples with exceptional red color, strong strikes, and top-quality surfaces can reach $79,000, $120,000 or more depending on rarity and collector demand. Rare double dies, major mint errors, or extremely unusual examples can become significantly more valuable, with exceptional pieces attracting serious attention from advanced collectors. For collectors searching through old penny collections, the 1975 Lincoln Memorial Penny is worth examining carefully. Important details such as unusual die characteristics, strong strikes, and exceptional preservation can separate an ordinary coin from a collectible treasure. Proper storage is essential for copper coins. Collectors should keep these pennies in protective holders and protect them from moisture, chemicals, and unnecessary handling. Cleaning should always be avoided because original surfaces and natural color are highly valued by experienced collectors. The 1975 Lincoln Memorial Penny 1 cent, no mint mark, represents a fascinating chapter in American coin history. It carries the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the craftsmanship of the Philadelphia Mint, and the story of a nation approaching major changes in its currency system. Although it began as a simple 1-cent coin, its history, design, and collecting potential continue to make it interesting. This brings us to the end of today's episode of Rare CoinX PRO. We hope you enjoyed discovering the history, design, collecting importance, and value of these Lincoln Memorial pennies. Remember, every coin has a story. Some stories are hidden in rare dates, some in unusual errors, and some simply in the history they carry through generations. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Rare CoinX PRO, and turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming coin discoveries. Thank you for watching Rare CoinX PRO. Keep searching, keep learning, and continue exploring the fascinating world of collectible coins. We will see you in the next episode.